Am I the a-hole for ruining my brother's date night and having him come pick his 3-year-old son up after I dropped him off at my house right before my shift? I, male 32, have a brother, male 30, Kevin, who is a single dad to a 3-year-old. Kevin lives in the same city as me. We don't have any family or relatives here, just a few friends. Kevin has a habit of dumping his kid on me at random times to watch while he goes out on dates with women. So far, he's gone out for 4 dates while expecting me to watch my nephew. It bothered me because I have work commitments. I'm a nurse, and my schedule can be unpredictable, and so it caused me issues at work for dropping his kid off at my house without telling me first. Last week he did it again. He came over at 6 p.m. and entered my house with my nephew. He had a spare key while I was showering and left the house immediately. I got out of the shower and was shocked to see my nephew standing there alone. I asked where his dad was, and he said he just left. I knew he wanted me to watch my nephew, but I called him several times on the phone and he did not pick up. I was so mad and almost freaking out because I was getting late for my shift. I sent him a text telling him to come pick his son up right now, or I'd call cops on him for child abandonment. He texted back begging that I suck it up just this time because he had an important date, and he couldn't live in the middle of it. I told him that I was serious, and I'd do it, and gave him 10 minutes to get home. He got home looking pissed, and started yelling at me for ruining his dates and making him leave in the middle of it, just because I couldn't bother skip one damn shift to watch my nephew. I told him I never agreed to watch his son. It made me do it. He said that it was an emergency, which made me laugh because calling a date night emergency is just absurd. Long story short, he left with my nephew but hasn't stopped blaming me for spoiling his date and probably causing damage to the relationship between him and his potential girlfriend. It's been a week, and he's still salty about it, demanding I make it up to him and call his date and lie to her and tell her some sob story about why he had to leave like that. But I said I won't do that. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. He had an important date. He said that it was an emergency. Were they defusing a bomb together or something? I'm sorry, I just laughed so hard at this. Like, yeah, calling it an emergency is just not it, I guess. Change your locks, man. This. Brother should not have access to your home because he will keep doing this. Not stay home. Change your locks and put your brother's number on Do Not Disturb. He can hire a sitter if he wants to go out so badly. This. Change your locks. This is absolutely dangerous, and I would call CPS. How does he even have sole custody? The only reason I can think of is that the mother is completely absent. Death, abandoned the awful brother, etc. Not stay home, and you probably saved some poor young woman from having your nephew dumped on her. Your brother isn't dating. He's looking for a mommy mukbang maid. This is exactly what I was thinking. I hate when people aren't upfront about having kids and try to ambush people from dates to parenthood. Next story. Am I the a-hole for asking a colleague to mind her own business after my dad groomed my mom and reporting her to my manager for this? A bit of background. It was my mom's 53 female birthday a few weeks ago. My dad's 64 male decided to treat her to a dinner in her favorite restaurant. It's worth mentioning that my dad does not speak English, and my mom is not a native speaker either, but she's pretty fluent in it. My mom also looks significantly younger than she is due to working out, diets, and different beauty therapies, while my dad looks his age. So one of the waitresses pulled my mom aside and asked if she had been groomed by my dad. My mother thought that being groomed means being taken care of and treated, so she replied positively. After that, she couldn't understand why the waitress urged her to leave and hide and thought it's a surprise. Long story short, police got called and nearly arrested my dad until mom cleared the air, showed her passport, and said they were married for over 25 years. No hard feelings. They left a decent tip for the restaurant for doing something and laughed at the situation. More like miscommunication. Now, on Friday, I was telling this story to my work friend, and we both agreed that it was funny. One of our work colleagues, Nancy, intervened and said if she was the police officer, she would still take my dad into custody, as due to their age difference, it's clear to her that my mother was groomed by him. Just hearing that wanted me to vomit, since my parents met each other when both of them had successful careers, and my dad was working as a member of the police force himself for years and adopted me and raised me as his own daughter. I snapped and asked Nancy to mind her own business and stop making assumptions, but she carried on. I had no choice but to get the manager involved, and both of us got dismissed until Monday to wait for HR to look into the issue. Since then, Nancy posted a rant on social media and called me an a-hole for supporting grooming of women by older rich men, and some other people agreed with her. This entire situation makes me angry, but am I the a-hole for reporting her to the management? Not the a-hole. Nancy is way out of line. Take a screenshot of her rants for HR. Yes, HR needs to know how Nancy's being an awful bully on social media. Her behavior is unacceptable. I feel like this post is a great example of the term grooming being overused/misused. Even though there's an 11-year age difference between OP's parents, when they met, they were both at a place where they were stable and successful with their individual lives. There's not a gap in life experience, which is where it matters. Grooming isn't about the numerical age gap. A couple might have a 4-year age gap, that is 15 and 19, and still qualify as grooming if one partner is taking advantage of the life experience difference between them. Obviously, it's more likely if there is a big numerical gap, but it isn't everything. Not stay home. You ask her to stop. She did not. Make sure you document everything she does. Screenshot Facebook rants and anything else. IRT this issue, especially if it continues after HR talks to her. Not stay home. Shelma certainly looks like a grown woman capable of making her own choices, rather than having randos concerned trolling her. Not stay home. The age difference is 11 years. I have a lot of family that have that age difference. Your coworker is sticking her nose in where it doesn't belong, and she has blown it out of context. I would also tell HR that she has put this in social media. Take a screenshot if you can for proof, as this is totally wrong. 11 years is no big deal since they were married when she was 28. Obviously, there are situations where 11 years would be grooming, but this is so not that. Thank God Nancy's not a police officer. Exactly. A 15-year-old with a 25-year-old? Definitely grooming and highly inappropriate. A 25-year-old with a 35-year-old? No big deal. Edit. It seems a lot of people think that somehow my mom looks like a young teen. She isn't. I'd say she looks about middle 30s, judging by my colleagues guessing her age. She uses Botox and other therapies to keep young as her job involves meeting a lot of people, be seen by a lot of people, so she has to look presentable. Before someone else jumps on it, no, it's not prostitution or anything like that. Think more like in filming/acting. Possibly she stole her secret of being forever young from Paul Rudd or Jared Leto, I don't know. Where we live, grooming in adults is recognized, but mostly in a way to push someone towards prostitution or trafficking. And to the person who said my dad was sleeping with my mom since she was 18, please seek help. They didn't even know each other until my mom was 25 and already pregnant with me. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for refusing to take pictures with my stepsister on her birthday? My mom was an alcoholic and cheater, and my dad divorced her when I was 8. I was not his child biologically, but he still got custody. He hired a nanny, and I didn't really see him a lot as he was always working. He remarried when I was 10, and I have a stepsister who is a year younger than me. My dad is a really engaged parent with my stepsister. My dad pretty much told me when I was 13 that the only reason he had fought for custody was because he knew mom used to drive drunk. I feel like a guest at his house, and he doesn't talk to me a lot. I have never been excluded from anything, but it always is a pity invite out of obligation. I do look a lot like mom, and I think that is why he doesn't like me. I know that I am an obligation, and I should be grateful that I am not in a foster home right now. I go to a good school. I will never have to worry about college debt. But I don't belong here, and I know that he will probably not want anything to do with me once I'm done with college. It was my stepsister's 16th birthday, and they made a huge deal out of it. My dad took time off from work. My stepmom baked a cake, and they got her things based on her favorite movies and books. It was a small party with just her uncle and aunt invited. I don't know why, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. For my birthday, I got cheap store-bought cake that I cut alone with stepmom late at night because dad was busy, and my sister couldn't be bothered to stop gaming to come down. I was really close to crying. I was so freaking jealous and hurt. I know that I am an awful baggage that really shouldn't be here, and I just didn't want to pretend anymore. They wanted to take a family photo, and my stepmom asked me to join them, but I told her that I didn't want to. They were okay with it, but my stepsister asked again, but I was really not in a mental space to take a photo with them. They took the photo without me, and my sister is very mad at me because I didn't want to take pictures with her. My stepmom is also slightly annoyed and is frosty with me. I feel guilty. I should have sucked it up and just took the photo. I was just drawing attention to myself, and I shouldn't have done that. I feel like a petulant child. Now for the comments. I want to address this first. You absolutely do not have to be blindly grateful for the situation. Well, I'm glad that he took you in to prevent you being in danger with your mother. He ultimately chose to be your parent, and is failing at that. He was failing at that when he didn't engage with you. He failed at that when he did then engage with your stepsister, showing that this isn't a biology thing. And he royally failed by telling you a supposed reason for getting custody of you. Just because things could be worse doesn't mean that you don't deserve better. Now to your question. No, you're not the a-hole. You live in a family that has made you feel like this. I know that I'm an awful baggage that really shouldn't be here, and I just didn't want to pretend anymore. You shouldn't have sucked it up. You shouldn't have to ignore the way that they treat you. I'm so sorry that you were treated this way. I only hope that when you go to college in a year, you can start making your life, the one that you want and deserve. I feel guilty as hell. I am well provided for, and every time I think about the money he's spending on me, I feel a bit sick. He doesn't really want to do it, but he has to because he was sure that Mom would have endangered me. I feel guilty that I'm willing to accept so much from someone who doesn't want me around. Taking things from people who don't want to give is so selfish, and I feel like I'm being selfish by accepting everything. You shouldn't feel guilty about your father doing his own job. It's his job as a father to provide for you, whether he wants to or not, and it's not your fault that you were born or that he was forced to take care of you. Not stay home. Oh, honey, I am so sorry. I truly understand how hurtful this is. I was the black sheep of an extremely dysfunctional family. Alcoholism, abuse. I want you to hear this, okay? Because these things get in deep and leave bad scars, and you need to know that none of any of this is your fault. There's nothing inherently wrong with you, and you deserve better. You deserve better. You are worthy. Your parents being unable to fulfill the role of loving and nurturing you is indicative of their deficiency, not yours. There's nothing petty about being hurt by this. It's hurtful. The adults responsible for helping you develop your map of the world are inadvertently teaching you that you matter less than others. Do not accept this as a reality. Without knowing them, I have a tendency to suspect that they lack the emotional intelligence to realize this themselves. It doesn't excuse it, but may be helpful to you to realize there isn't malice towards you motivating this behavior, just ignorance. You are not the home. You can get through this, and I can tell you there is a world of people out there who are going to love you so much you won't know how to handle it. You're just gonna hang on until you can strike out on your own. Thank you. I have been struggling a lot lately. I know that I'm going to leave home this year, and I really had hoped that they would have warmed up to me by now, but they haven't. I know that once they sent me off to college, I will be a stranger, and it is so scary. I do have memories of good times with my dad and mom, and I know that he used to love me. I just need to go through this. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for taking my sister's money after finding out she's been using my card? For context, I, 17 male, have been on and off with working since I would mainly focus on school, but do some side gigs or do seasonal work so I can save some money to help me get my first car. My little sister is 13 female, has had a money issue in the past. For a few days now, I noticed on my bank app that random transactions were on my card. Example, Apple Bill, AliExpress, and Depop. I originally thought these were late charges as I had ordered stuff from those places. But when I called my bank, they informed me these looked like recent transactions, and I had to lock my card due to fraud. The total of the amount of money that was taken out of my account was $67.39. I informed my mother about the situation, and she said she would keep an eye on everyone in the family to see who was using it. Today I had to go to in-person school and I left my wallet at home. Once again, I see another transaction of $1.05 was placed on my credit card, and I received a message from a Depop account asking for confirmation of a Squishmallow. Immediately I got upset, called my mom and demanded that she gets my sister and tell her that I know that she's been using my card, and that when I get home she will have to pay me back. I got home and my sister refused to give up any money, insisting that I can't take her money, and that she would do all my chores and that I can cancel the items she ordered, but still refusing to give up any money. I got angry and went through my sister's wallet and took out the whole amount that was taken out of my card. My mom thinks that I went too far and that I was in the wrong and that my sister is going to have major trust issues with me, but I don't think I did anything wrong. Not stay home. Your mom is enabling your sister's bad behavior. I think it's funny that your mom is concerned about your sister having trust issues because you took the money that was owed to you, when really your sister is the one who broke your trust by using your card behind your back. OP's sister issue has nothing to do with trust. It's called theft. Mom is enabling her in a very dangerous way. Now stay home. Your mother is not doing her job as a parent. She's the one who should be making your sister pay you back and making her apologize for stealing from you. Not stay home. You're totally right. Like, how does a 13-year-old have past money issues? Seems like mom has been ignoring this behavior from the sister for a while. Not stay home. Your sister stole from you. There should be no question that she should pay everything back, and there should be other consequences as well. Literally this. I'm baffled by the mom's reaction. Edit. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone replying in this post, regardless of whether you put NTA, YTA, or ESH. Your opinions are helping me with the situation. There was something I would like to clarify now that I have the time to put it all out, as when I first made this post, it was in a fit of rage. My sister had always had a money issue growing up. During the time when my mother and father were still together, my father was the type to spoil her, giving her money and just letting her spend whatever and however she wanted. When my father left, she only started to receive any type of allowance through our mother by chores. Regarding the card I have is under a student/teen/kid plan with my mom's bank. I have a habit of where I tend to forget my keys and wallet at home, so I do believe that's how my sister was able to grab my card information. Either way, today I locked both my debit and credit and requested to receive a new one.